The rain hammered down on the asphalt as Emma Chin gripped the steering wheel, her knuckles white against the leather. The highway stretched endlessly before her, a ribbon of black cutting through the Nevada desert. She should have been in Reno by now, safe in her hotel room, preparing for tomorrow's art gallery opening. Instead, her sedan was making a grinding noise that promised nothing good. The engine sputtered once, twice, then died completely. Emma guided the car to the shoulder, her heart sinking as fast as the sun on the horizon. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. She grabbed her phone. No signal. Of course there wasn't. She was contemplating her limited options when she heard it. The deep, rumbling growl of motorcycles approaching. 3 bikes materialized from the twilight, their headlights cutting through the rain. Emma's pulse quickened as they slowed, then stopped behind her car. The lead rider dismounted with fluid grace, all leather and attitude. Even through the rain, Emma could make out broad shoulders, muscular arms covered in intricate tattoos, and a presence that seemed to fill the entire highway. He pulled off his helmet, revealing dark hair plastered to his forehead, a strong jaw shadowed with stubble, and eyes so intensely blue they seemed to glow in the fading light. "Looks like you could use some help," he said, his voice a low rumble that matched his bike. Emma's instinct warred with necessity. She'd been warned about biker gangs, about dangerous men on dangerous roads. But something in his eyes, concern not malice, made her nod. "Car just died," she said, wrapping her arms around herself against the chill. He approached her vehicle, bending to look under the hood after she popped it. The other 2 riders stayed back, engines idling. Emma found herself watching the way his leather jacket stretched across his back, the way his jeans hugged muscular thighs. "Stop it," she told herself. "Focus on the car." "Your alternator's shot," he said, straightening. Rain dripped from his hair down his neck, disappearing beneath his collar. "You're not going anywhere in this tonight. There has to be something. Nearest town is 40 miles. Nearest mechanic won't open until morning." He studied her face, and Emma felt heat bloom under her skin despite the cold rain. "I'm Jax. That's Reaper and Ghost." He nodded toward his companions. "We've got a clubhouse about 10 miles from here. You can stay there tonight, call a tow in the morning." Every safety video Emma had ever watched screamed at her to refuse. But the rain was getting heavier, the temperature dropping, and those blue eyes held steady on hers with an honesty she couldn't quite dismiss. "I'm Emma," she said finally. "And I guess I don't have much choice." His lips curved into a smile that did dangerous things to her equilibrium. "You always have a choice. But for what it's worth, you're safe with us." 20 minutes later, Emma found herself pressed against Jax's back on his motorcycle, her arms wrapped around his waist, her body molded to his as they roared through the night. The intimacy of it was overwhelming. She could feel every breath he took, every shift of his muscles as he maneuvered the powerful machine. The leather of his jacket was warm under her cheek, and beneath it she could feel the steady beat of his heart. The clubhouse turned out to be a sprawling ranch-style building with several motorcycles parked out front. Inside it was surprisingly clean, with worn leather couches, a well-stocked bar, and the lingering scent of motor oil and coffee. "Make yourself at home," Jax said, shrugging out of his wet jacket. Emma tried not to stare at the way his black t-shirt clung to his chest, revealing more tattoos that snaked up his arms. "I'll get you some dry clothes and show you where you can sleep." He returned with a soft flannel shirt and sweatpants. "Bathrooms down the hall. Take your time." When Emma emerged, warm and dry in clothes that smelled like him, leather and something woodsy, she found Jax in the kitchen making coffee. He'd changed too, his damp hair pushed back from his face. "Thank you," she said, "for helping me. I know I'm probably keeping you from something." He handed her a mug, his fingers brushing hers in a contact that sent electricity up her arm. "Nothing more important than making sure you're safe." They talked then, standing in that kitchen while rain drummed on the roof. Emma learned that Jax owned a custom motorcycle shop, that the club was more brotherhood than gang, that he'd built this life from nothing after a troubled youth. She told him about her art, about the gallery opening, about her meticulously planned life in San Francisco. "You plan everything?" he asked, moving closer. The kitchen suddenly felt very small. "Everything," she confirmed, her voice barely a whisper. "Must be exhausting." He was close enough now that she could see gold flecks in those blue eyes. "Never doing anything spontaneous. Never taking risks." "I take risks, she protested weakly. Yeah. His hand came up to cup her cheek, his thumb brushing across her lower lip. Prove it. Emma's breath caught. This was insane. She didn't know this man. She didn't do things like this. But his touch was setting her on fire, and maybe, just maybe, she was tired of always playing it safe. She closed the distance between them and kissed him. Jax responded immediately, his arms coming around her, pulling her against him as he deepened the kiss. Emma melted into him, into the heat and strength of his body, into the consuming intensity of the moment. His hands tangled in her hair as he walked her backward until she was pressed against the counter. Emma, he breathed against her lips, his voice rough with desire. Tell me to stop. But she couldn't. He didn't want to. For once in her carefully controlled life, Emma wanted to burn. Don't stop, she whispered. And he didn't. Emma woke to sunlight streaming through unfamiliar windows and the scent of coffee. For a moment she couldn't remember where she was. Then it all came rushing back. The broken-down car, the motorcycle ride, and Jax. She touched her lips, still tender from his kisses. They'd spent hours in that kitchen, exploring each other with heated touches and desperate kisses, until Jax had pulled back with visible effort. Not like this, he'd said, his voice strained. Not when you might regret it in the morning. Emma had wanted to argue, but he'd been right. So he'd walked her to a guest room and left her with one more searing kiss that had made her knees weak. Now she followed the sound of voices to the kitchen. Jax stood at the stove cooking eggs, while two other men sat at the table. They all looked up as she entered. Morning, sleeping beauty, Jax said, his eyes darkening as they traveled over her. She was still wearing his clothes, the flannel shirt hanging to mid-thigh. Coffee, please. Emma tried to ignore the heat in his gaze as she took a seat. The day passed in a blur. The mechanic confirmed her alternator was dead and would take 2 days to get the part. Her gallery opening was that evening. There was no way she'd make it. Emma made frantic calls, rearranging everything, while Jax worked in his shop and pretended not to watch her. By evening she'd sorted out most of the crisis. The gallery would open without her, her assistant handling the details. It should have felt like a disaster. Instead, Emma felt strangely liberated. How bad is it? Jax asked, finding her on the back porch as sunset painted the sky crimson. Bad, but manageable. She leaned against the railing. I never miss things like this. I'm always reliable, always professional. And now? He moved behind her, not quite touching but close enough that she felt his warmth. Now I'm stuck in the middle of nowhere, wearing a stranger's clothes with no car and a ruined schedule. Is that all I am? His voice dropped lower. A stranger. Emma turned to face him. In the fading light he looked like something out of a fantasy. Dangerous and beautiful and entirely too tempting. I don't know what you are. Then let me show you. He took her hand, threading his fingers through hers. Come with me. He led her to the garage. A massive space filled with motorcycles in various states of assembly. But he walked past them all to a vintage bike in the corner, its chrome gleaming. My first restoration, he said, running a hand over the seat with something like reverence. Spent 3 years on her. She's perfect now. He turned to Emma. Want to go for a ride? The sun had nearly set when they took off, leaving the clubhouse behind. Jax took them through winding desert roads, the bike responding to his every command like an extension of his body. Emma pressed closer, her arms tight around him, feeling utterly alive. He stopped at an overlook where the desert stretched out below them, endless and beautiful in the twilight. They dismounted and Emma walked to the edge, breathing in the vast silence. This is incredible, she whispered. Jax came up behind her, his hands settling on her hips. I come here when I need to think, to remember that the world's bigger than my problems. Emma leaned back against him. What problems does someone like you have? Someone like me? His laugh was low. You think because I ride a motorcycle and have tattoos that I don't have complications? She turned in his arms. Tell me. In the dying light, Jax told her about his father who'd drunk himself to death. About years spent in foster care in juvie on the wrong path. About finding salvation in engines and chrome, building something with his hands, creating a family with his brothers. The club saved me, he said quietly. Gave me purpose. But sometimes I wonder what else is out there. What I'm missing by staying in one place. And what do you think you're missing? He cupped her face in his hands. Before yesterday, I didn't know. But now. He kissed her then, deep and slow and devastating. Emma's hands fisted in his shirt as she kissed him back with equal fervor. This wasn't the desperate heat of last night. This was something slower, deeper, more dangerous to her heart. Jax pulled back just enough to rest his forehead against hers. Emma, I need you to know, I don't do casual. When I'm with someone, I'm all in. So if this is just an adventure for you, something to tell your friends back in San Francisco, you need to tell me now. Her heart hammered. This was insane. She'd known him barely 24 hours. But everything in her was screaming that this mattered, that he mattered. What if I don't know yet? She asked honestly. What if this scares me because I don't do spontaneous, I don't do reckless, and being here with you feels like both? Then we figure it out together. His thumb traced her lower lip. But tonight, right now, I need to know if you want this. Want me? Emma's answer was to pull him down for another kiss. This time neither of them held back. Jax's hand slid beneath the flannel shirt she wore, finding bare skin, and Emma gasped into his mouth. He lifted her easily, carrying her to the bike where he sat her on the seat and stepped between her legs. I've been thinking about this all day, he murmured against her neck, his lips trailing fire down her throat. About touching you. Tasting you. Emma arched into him as his hands explored her body with sure, confident touches. Jax. Tell me what you want, Emma. You, she breathed. I want you. He pulled back to look at her, his eyes blazing. Not here. Not like this. He pressed one more scorching kiss to her lips. When I make love to you for the first time, I want you in a proper bed where I can take my time with you. Where I can make you scream my name without worrying about anything but how good I can make you feel. The promise in his words sent heat pooling low in Emma's belly. Then take me back. The ride to the clubhouse was torturous, every bump and vibration of the bike between her thighs making Emma more desperate. When they finally arrived, Jax barely got the bike parked before he was pulling her into his room. Last chance, he said, his hands already working the buttons of her shirt. Walk out that door and we'll pretend this didn't happen. Emma pushed his leather jacket off his shoulders. I'm not going anywhere. Thank God, Jax growled and claimed her mouth again. This time there was no stopping. They shed clothes in a desperate rush until skin met skin. Jax lowered her to his bed, covering her body with his, and Emma thought she might combust from the sensation of him. All hard muscle and warm skin and barely leashed power. You're beautiful, he whispered, his eyes drinking her in. So damn beautiful. Emma pulled him down, needing to feel his weight, his heat. Show me, she challenged. Show me what I've been missing. And as the desert night deepened around them, Jax did exactly that. Emma woke wrapped in Jax's arms, his body curved protectively around hers. Early morning light filtered through the curtains, painting everything in shades of gold. She traced the tattoos on his chest, a phoenix rising from flames, intricate gears and pistons, and over his heart, a single word in elegant script: redemption. That's my reminder, Jax said quietly, his voice rough with sleep. She hadn't realized he was awake. Of who I was and who I chose to become. Emma pressed a kiss to the ink. Tell me more. So he did. In the quiet of dawn, Jax told her about the scared kid who'd stolen his first motorcycle at 15. About the moment in county jail when he decided to change. About the old mechanic who'd given him a chance when no one else would. His fingers traced lazy patterns on her bare shoulder as he spoke, and Emma found herself falling deeper with every word. Your turn, he said eventually. Tell me about the girl who plans everything. Emma hesitated, then began. She told him about growing up with parents who'd lost everything in the recession, about learning that security meant structure and planning, about building a successful career as an art curator, about her pristine San Francisco apartment and her carefully curated life. Sounds lonely, Jax observed. It's safe, Emma countered. Same thing sometimes. He rolled over her, bracing himself on his forearms. But you're not safe here, are you? No, she whispered, her body already responding to his proximity. I'm not. Good. He kissed her slowly, thoroughly. Safe is overrated. They spent the morning in bed, exploring each other with leisurely attention. Jax made love to her again, slow and deep, until Emma forgot her own name. He learned what made her gasp, what made her moan, what made her claw at his back and beg for more. And she learned him. The sensitive spot behind his ear, the way his breath hitched when she touched him just so, the iron control that shattered when she whispered exactly what she wanted. Later Jax took her to his shop. Emma watched him work on a custom build, mesmerized by the confidence in his movements, the creative genius in his modifications. He was an artist, she realized, just like her, except his canvas was chrome and steel. This is for a client in LA, he explained, running a hand over the sleek frame. Custom everything. It's going to be a masterpiece. It already is, Emma said, studying the lines. You know, I could feature work like this in the gallery. There's a whole market for industrial art. Jax looked up, surprise flickering across his face. You'd do that. If the work is good enough. And this is. She met his eyes. You're talented, Jax. Really talented. Something shifted between them then, something that went beyond physical attraction. Emma saw possibility in his eyes and it terrified her. Her phone rang, shattering the moment. Her assistant, Julia, calling with updates about the gallery. As Emma talked through logistics, she felt reality creeping back in. Her real life was in San Francisco. Whatever this was with Jax, was just an interlude, wasn't it? That evening, several more club members showed up. Emma met them warily at first, but they were surprisingly welcoming. Reaper turned out to be a gentle giant who showed her pictures of his kids. Ghost was quiet but kind, with a quick smile. They teased Jax mercilessly about his fancy city girl, but there was affection in it. He doesn't usually bring anyone here, Ghost said quietly while Jax was getting drinks. Whatever this is, it means something to him. Emma's heart clenched. It meant something to her too, which was the problem. Later, she and Jax sat on the porch swing, watching stars emerge in the vast desert sky. His arm was around her shoulders, her head resting on his chest. Car's ready tomorrow, he said quietly. I know. And then you leave. It wasn't a question, but Emma answered anyway. I have to. My whole life is in San Francisco. My career, my apartment, everything. I know. His voice was carefully neutral. It's only been 3 days. I'm not asking you to give up your life for me. But Emma heard what he wasn't saying, that he wanted her to. And God help her, part of her wanted to stay. Come with me, she said impulsively. To San Francisco. Just for a visit. See the city, meet my friends, see where I live. Jax was quiet for a long moment. And then what, Emma? I visit your world, you visit mine, and we play house every other weekend? That's not enough for me. Then what do you want? He turned to face her, his blue eyes intense in the darkness. I want you to stay. I want to wake up with you every morning. I want to build something with you. Not just stolen weekends, but a real life. I want it all, Emma. Her breath caught. Jax, I barely know you. You know me better than anyone has in years. He cupped her face. And I know you. I know you're scared. I know you think 3 days isn't enough time to feel what we're feeling. But I also know that what we have doesn't come along often. And if we let it go, we'll regret it for the rest of our lives. Emma felt tears prick her eyes. I can't just abandon everything I've built. I'm not asking you to. I'm asking you to consider that maybe what you built was a cage, not a life. He brushed a tear from her cheek. But I won't pressure you. It's your choice, Emma. It always has been. That night, they made love with a desperate edge, as if trying to memorize each other. Jax whispered things against her skin. Beautiful things, impossible things. And Emma bit back the words that wanted to escape. The 3 words that would make this even more complicated. Afterward, she lay awake while Jax slept, his arm heavy and warm across her waist. Through the window, she could see her rental car in the parking lot, freshly repaired and ready to take her back to her real life. She had everything she'd ever wanted in San Francisco. Security, success, stability. But lying here in Jax's arms, wrapped in the scent of leather and motor oil in him, Emma couldn't remember why those things had seemed so important. As dawn approached, she made her decision. It was the hardest one she'd ever made, and she wasn't sure it was right. But she had to choose something, even if it broke her heart. She slipped out of bed, dressed quietly in her own clothes that had been laundered and returned. She found a piece of paper and a pen and wrote a note, her hand shaking. Jax, I'm sorry. I'm not brave enough to do this. You deserve someone who can jump without a net, who can embrace uncertainty. That's not me. These 3 days were magic, but magic doesn't last in the real world. You're going to find someone amazing. Someone who can give you everything you deserve. I just wish I could be that person. Thank you for showing me what I was missing. I'll never forget you, Emma. She placed the note on the pillow beside him, allowed herself one last look at his sleeping face, and walked out into the cool desert morning. She made it to her car before the tears came. She made it to the highway before she started sobbing. And she made it exactly 30 miles before she realized she was making the biggest mistake of her life. Emma pulled over on the side of the highway, her hands shaking on the steering wheel. What was she doing? She was running away from the first person who'd made her feel truly alive in years. Maybe ever. She thought about her pristine apartment, her carefully scheduled life, the gallery openings and fundraisers that filled her calendar. She thought about going home to that empty space, crawling back into her safe, controlled existence, and never knowing what might have been. "Screw safe," she whispered. She executed a U-turn that would have made Jax proud and drove back the way she'd come, her heart hammering. The sun was fully up by the time she reached the clubhouse, and her courage nearly failed when she saw motorcycles in the parking lot. The whole club was probably awake. She'd have an audience for her humiliation when Jax told her it was too late. But she'd come this far. She wasn't backing down now. Emma parked and walked toward the entrance on shaking legs. Before she could knock, the door flew open and Jax stood there, her note crumpled in his fist, his face a mask of anguish and fury. "You left," he said, his voice rough. "I came back," Emma countered. "You left," he repeated. "You were just going to walk away? After everything?" "I was scared. So was I." He ran a hand through his disheveled hair. "You think this doesn't terrify me? You think I'm not scared out of my mind that I've fallen this hard this fast for someone who lives in a different world?" Emma's breath caught. Fallen. Jax closed the distance between them in 2 strides, his hands gripping her shoulders. "I'm in love with you, Emma. I know it's crazy. I know it's too soon. I know you're probably going to run again, but I can't let you go without saying it. I love you." Tears streamed down Emma's face. "I love you too. That's why I left, because I was terrified of how much I feel for you. I've never felt this way about anyone and I didn't know how to." He kissed her, cutting off her words. It was hard and desperate and tasted like tears and hope. When he pulled back, his eyes were blazing. "Don't run," he said fiercely. "Stay and fight. Fight for this, for us." "I don't know how to make this work," Emma admitted. "My life is in San Francisco. Yours is here. Then we figure it out." Jax cupped her face in his hands. "You said you could feature my work in the gallery. What if that's not just talk? What if we build something together? I could expand, do custom work for high-end clients. You could rep me. We could split our time between here and the city. You do that? Leave here sometimes. For you, I'd do anything." He kissed her again, softer this time. "I'm not saying it'll be easy, but nothing worth having ever is." Emma leaned into him, breathing him in. "I'm scared." "Me too. But I'm more scared of losing you." "You're not going to lose me." She looked up at him, seeing her future in those blue eyes. "I'm all in, Jax. I don't know how we make this work, but I want to try." Relief flooded his face. Yeah. She smiled through her tears. "I'm done playing it safe." He picked her up and spun her around, laughing, and Emma felt something unlock in her chest. Joy. Pure, unfiltered joy. Inside, the club members hooped and cheered. Apparently, they'd all been watching through the windows. Emma found herself swept into hugs and congratulations, welcomed into their family with a warmth that brought fresh tears to her eyes. "About time," Reaper said, clapping Jax on the back. "Thought we were going to have to tie her to the back of your bike." "I would have," Jax said, not taking his eyes off Emma. Eventually. The next weeks were a whirlwind. Emma extended her stay, working remotely while she and Jax navigated the logistics of their relationship. He showed her the desert, hidden springs and secret overlooks and endless starlit skies. She showed him her world through video calls, introducing him to Julia and her other colleagues, getting them excited about featuring his work. Their first fight came 2 weeks in, when Emma suggested he tone down some of his more aggressive designs for the gallery crowd. "You want me to change my art?" Jax asked, his voice dangerously quiet. I want you to be strategic, Emma countered. These people have specific tastes. These people can take me as I am or not at all. He crossed his arms. I won't compromise my vision, Emma. Not even for you. They stared at each other, tension crackling between them. Then Emma laughed. What's funny? Jax demanded. You are. You're absolutely right. She moved closer. I was trying to make you fit into my world instead of bringing our worlds together. I'm sorry. His expression softened. Yeah. Your work is perfect as it is. Raw and powerful and unapologetically you. We'll find the right audience for it. People who appreciate authenticity. He pulled her into his arms. This is going to happen sometimes, you know. We're both stubborn as hell. I know. Emma kissed his jaw. We'll fight and make up and figure it out. Speaking of making up. His hands slid down her back, pulling her closer. Emma laughed as he lifted her, carrying her toward the bedroom. Very smooth, Mr. Reynolds. I have my moments, Miss Chin. 6 months later, Emma stood in her San Francisco gallery, watching wealthy art collectors circle Jax's custom motorcycles like sharks. The exhibition, Steel Dreams, The Art of Jax Reynolds, had been her most ambitious project yet, and it was a massive success. Jax stood beside her, uncomfortable in a button-down shirt but refusing to wear a suit. They're not buying them, he murmured. They're just looking. 3 have sold already, Emma whispered back. And we have 2 more clients waiting to commission custom pieces. You're a hit, baby. He pulled her closer, unmindful of the crowd. Couldn't have done it without you. Partners, Emma said, smiling up at him. Partners, he agreed, then lowered his voice. Though I prefer what you called me last night when I had you bent over the... Jax. Emma elbowed him, laughing. We're in public. Tonight, he promised, his eyes dark with heat. Tonight we celebrate properly. After the gallery closed, they rode through San Francisco on Jax's bike. The one from that first night together, fully restored and perfect. Emma's arms wrapped around his waist, her cheek pressed to his back, and thought about how much her life had changed. She'd sold her apartment and bought a loft that could accommodate visits from the club. She split her time between San Francisco and Nevada, curating exhibitions and managing Jax's growing clientele. It wasn't the life she'd planned, but it was so much better. Jax pulled over at Twin Peaks, the city lights spreading out below them like stars. He cut the engine and turned to face her. I have something for you, he said, reaching into his jacket. Emma's breath caught as he pulled out a small velvet box. Jax. I know we said we'd take things slow, he said, opening the box to reveal a stunning ring. A raw diamond set in an industrial-style band that was uniquely them. But I've never been good at slow. And I know what I want. I want forever with you, Emma. Will you marry me? Emma looked at the ring, at Jax's hopeful face, at the city lights below and the desert stars above. A year ago she would have said it was too fast, too risky, too uncertain. But she'd learned that the best things in life were worth the risk. Yes, she said, launching herself into his arms. Yes. He slid the ring onto her finger and kissed her deeply. When they finally broke apart, Emma was breathless and giddy. Think you can handle being married to a biker? Jax asked, his forehead resting against hers. I think I can handle anything as long as I'm with you, Emma replied. Good answer. He kissed her again. Because you're stuck with me now, city girl. Promises, desert boy. They stood there on the overlook, wrapped in each other's arms, suspended between her world and his, between careful planning and wild abandon. Emma had learned that love didn't fit into neat schedules or safe plans. Love was messy and scary and absolutely worth every risk. As Jax started the bike and they roared back into the city, Emma held on tight and let herself fly. She'd spent so long playing it safe, building walls around her heart. But Jax had shown her that the real adventure wasn't in safety, it was in taking the leap. And she'd never looked back. The end.